He also has to his credit an album called Kuch Khwab Aise, perfect for the book. He caught the nation's fancy by his no-holds-barred satires on politicians, sports, and film personalities, and even the underworld as the popular host of the TV program called Movers and Shakers on Sony TV. Currently, he's debuting as a director with his film Heartless, a love story. We wish him the best for that. Today, Mr. Suman, our guest of honor, will read a few excerpts from Harnam Sethi's journey to self-discovery. Welcome, sir. Come on, guys.
Well, thank you so much for that wonderful introduction, except the comedian part was not quite correct, but I'll take it with a sense of humor. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's such an honor to be here, and thank you so much for inviting me here. I am actually Harnam Sethi with a different name, Shekhar Suman, this evening here. I feel that what I've heard and what the excerpts that I have read from the book, that we all have that Harnam Sethi in us, in bits and parts. Of course, the effortlessness that you were talking about was a bit ironical, because once we were in the process of launching the book, that's the first thing that we realized, that it took a lot of effort to unveil the book. But yes, we all strive towards that effortlessness. I think life is all about chasing that energy, that thought, that positivity, and I'm so happy. And congratulations, Mr. Wasu, for writing such a beautiful book. I don't even know who invited me here. I don't even know why I'm here. I guess I'm here because, the positivity of the people who invited me was so much that I couldn't resist, and I had to be here. And I realized that once I come here, I'm sitting amidst and amongst such positive people. So thank you so much. It's always a delight to go through anything that is positive, and I think we owe a lot, and the society owes a lot to especially writers who write such beautiful stuff that in a way impacts our life and changes our lives in a very positive way. And I hope, Mr. Wasu, sir, that we will be able to take the essence of what you have written and assimilate that in our lives to make our lives better. Well, I'm starting off, it might just sound a little random from where I'm beginning, because all of you, assuming that who have read the book, probably would be able to connect from where I'm reading. Harnam, as you know, is the protagonist, and the novel has probably taken shape through his mind and through his deeds. Harnam was a happy man as the cab raced downhill towards Guwahati. He had never felt so comfortable with himself and his surroundings. His breath was deeper, his body felt lighter, his eyes were luminous, there was a mysterious fragrance all over. The 7 days that he was with Selina stood out like an oasis in the desert that life was. The sensation that he experienced during these 7 days had a marvelous, lingering effect on him. And more than anything else, Harnam found these 7 days to be a healing experience. He had found the love of his life, and his angst was fixed. Thankfully, there were no more concepts about life to struggle with. Everything had fallen in place. The love that he shared with Selina was itself the meaning of life. The meaning of life was not something to be worked out mentally, it was something to be felt in the heart. It seemed that his life had been fragmented once so far, and now it had been put together. In meeting Selina, he came face to face with his own magnificence and discovered his own authentic self. After his Gangotri trip, Harnam had concluded that one could not realize one's dreams in full. There was bound to be something short. This something short was what life was about. It was all about incompletion. And here in Shillong, that whole concept had been turned on its head. Here was a case of something never dreamt of falling in his lap on its own, like manna from the heavens. The calmness Harnam felt after the Gangotri trip was the calmness of resignation, The calmness he felt after the Shillong experience was the calmness of being reborn. Apparently, what he realized after the Gangotri trip and the Shillong experience were two contradictory phenomena. But since one had preceded the other, there was probably a cause link between them. What could be that link, and what would Harnam make of this? No, he would not hazard a guess what that link could be. And he would surely not make anything of this for the simple reason that he was now done with the mind games. He had graduated from the world of ideas to the world of feelings. That's so beautifully put. And that was the reason perhaps that he was no longer bothered by his double too, as was the case frequently in the past. With the disappearance of his double, Harnam was now one whole person with one whole mind. What Harnam could not find at Gangotri at a height of 3,100 meters, he had found in Shillong at a height of 1,500 meters, 1,500. He was not sure, but this could well be the turning point of his life. He could feel it in his bones. Was it enlightenment? Actually, it was more than that. What happened to Harnam was not just what happened to Harnam, it happened to Selina as well. Then what happened to him and Selina, in a way, affected the whole world too. Was he not more loving towards everyone now? He found himself overflowing with love for everyone. He loved the cabbie. He loved Mata Mishri Devi. He loved Panna Lal Maharaj. He loved all the people he had worked with at different times. He loved Mahatma, who had saved his life when he was about to kill himself. He loved Dhingra, who had made him a poet and boosted his ego. And he loved his mother more than ever before. He was now brimming with goodwill for everyone. And what a coincidence that Selina came into Harnam's life precisely at the time she had. He had been tired of studies, he had been tired of work, tired of bad things, tired of good things, tired of having no money in the pocket, tired of having enough money in his pocket. He had been tired of his metaphysical pursuits, he had been tired of Zen Fen, he had been tired of his double and tired of his mind machine that was always chugging away. And finally, he had been tired of being tired. A round of applause for this line. And finally, he had been tired of being tired. He had been at the end of his tether. And then, just then, out of a clear blue sky, Selina had entered his life like a breath of fresh air. It was only when Selina came into his life that he realized he was primarily a loving being. She was the one who brought home the truth that his essential makeup was love and his true nature was blissful. It was she who awakened in him the spontaneous, joyous, playful, childlike spirit that was lying dormant. His whole perspective about life had changed. He was born anew. The whole world seemed to have opened its mysteries to him. Suddenly, he felt an unusual kind of respect for Selina that verged on devotion. He saw Selina as a goddess of love. As he had these thoughts, he saw her blushing as if she had read his thoughts about her. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that absolutely beautiful rendering of those lines, giving them life. I now would like to invite Mr. Suresh Oberoi. He, who's a very well-known actor of Hindi cinema, is remembered and known for his deep voice, fine deliveries, and superb performances. He won the National Award for his role of Mukhi in the film called Mirch Masala in the year 1987. He has acted in more than 250 films in a career spanning 3 decades. But more importantly, today, he is known for his interest in spirituality. I have to pause here because I think as performing artists, we from theatre group, from television, from cinema, musicians, poets, writers, authors, all of us are actually in a spiritual field. So to say that he is now come in his field of spirituality would be not such a great statement. So I think the root and the seed has always been there. And now he is hosting the show, Awakening with Brahma Kumaris. He believes that happiness is our birthright and we must learn to accept all, pain and love with happiness. Sir, before you arrived, I read a very short poem by this Argentine poet which said that the words fall, they fall for a purpose, and then we hold them and give them our own fall. So I request you to come here and share a bit about anything you want to share about regarding the book, regarding the life, regarding the spiritual seekers, regarding the purpose of life.
Thank you. Namaskar. First of all, I didn't know who wrote this about me, what you read. And who said that I'm spiritual now? Everybody is spiritual, we're born spiritual. Who's not spiritual? I said that people have an idea, like when I used to study in the Film Institute in Pune, I used to come to Bombay, I used to see golf courses on the way. I said, जब मैं बूढ़ा हो जाऊंगा ना, तब golf खेलूंगा. जब मैं बूढ़ा हो जाऊंगा ना, तब मैं spiritual करूंगा. So I used to go and attend some satsangs. So I used to hide. I used to tell a lie, I'm just going to a temple. I thought it's for old people, and what am I doing? And people saw me there and say, ये तो इसकी तो जिंदगी बर्बाद हो गई. ये तो हरे माला पहन लिया, ये पहन लिया, ये हो गया, वो हो गया. Hare spirituality. So I thought that what is the meaning of spirituality? Spirituality life में finally people I used to think वो तो books में है, वो तो फलसफा है, philosophy है. No, I have done it practically, and I wanted to see how we can do it. I said, okay, people say, keep fast. आज मैं अंडा नहीं खाऊंगा, आज मैं मटन का दिन नहीं, आज मेरा नमक का नहीं, आज मेरे मक्का नहीं. I said, why not? Why not? I today have say I will, whatever happens, I will not get angry today. Let me start that. So I said, okay, we are now controlled by काम, क्रोध, लोभ, मोह, अहंकार. ठीक है? Out of that, I'll take my anger, because I used to be angry for no reason. I didn't know. I said, सबसे बड़ा problem, my biggest problem was anger. I said, I don't know why I'm angry, and I used to feel guilty after that. I had so many problems. I said, no, let me fight that. So I learned spirituality, I went into the thing, and I put it into practice. One day when I was playing golf, I was very angry with myself because I could not hit the ball straight, and after 20 minutes I threw my clubs. And I was angry, and I said, this complicated game. And a little voice from behind says, Uncle, I said, yeah. Uncle, my dad says, golf is a simple game played by complicated people. And I didn't know where to look. I could not practice after that. I went on looking at him, and he made me think and think and think. I said, who's complicated? So clarity. So I said, let us have clarity. So I didn't even know who am I. I used to think this is the body. When they said, Arey, you have to understand that, I used to think I, Suresh Oberoi, with a soul. No. I, the soul, coming from so many millions of years and so many births, I, the soul, with this body called Suresh Oberoi. So it's so much of difference. And then when I had a relationship with God, earlier I had a concept of God, an idea, a drop. Oh, हाँ ये भगवान है, ये मूर्ति को पूजा कर दो, आज इसको फूल लगा दो. अरे यार, this fellow will get angry. Okay, इसको एक फूल और डाल दो. Okay, फूल कम पड़ गया. Okay, I'll break some flowers and put make everybody feel happy. I was so complicated, confused, angry, everything. So there is clarity. So fine. Then there became then I said, okay, we come to understand. Fine. So I get up as soul, with this body and have a bath. So I actually practiced every day, I the soul. And I finally understood that I the soul am getting up, I am the soul having a bath, I the soul having food for this body, I the soul having wearing this for this. And the biggest mistake I did was I forgot that the others are also souls. She the soul, he the soul. And everybody has their own sanskaras. Like I was having my problem with my anger, everybody has. So we have to accept a soul. So then I learned how to see a person every time you meet as if you meet him the first time. You try at home tomorrow, today. Meet anybody. Just meet him or her as you meet for the first time in your life. You don't know anything, any past. So it takes so much of effort in golf to become effortless. Till you cannot hit hard, you cannot swing, you can't put force, you can't do. It becomes so smooth. So life becomes smooth by understanding spirituality. And I'm grateful to Sumanji, and I'm grateful to Life Positive that they are going on doing this. I'm sure there's not much money in it, but still, I'm sorry if I made a wrong statement. Yeah, punya. It is the biggest punya you're doing, and also encouraging writers like Sir and Harnam, and if I can be of any kind of help, Sumaji, for Life Positive and for your this thing, I'm always there for you. And I think I should leave the stage because what she wants to know, it'll take a long time to answer. But never forget that we are all spiritual and we were pure, and we have acquired so many things which will go. When I can take off things, as a person like me, if I can control, you always think that I am so and so, he is coming in this car, he is Tata, he is Birla, he is so and so, with the address, with the cars, with the ownership. The moment you learn that you are a soul, and you're so sure as you know that I am a man, and you will not enter the wrong washroom, as sure as that even in the middle of the night, and then treat everybody as a soul. So, soul to soul, thank you so much.
Last, read this, because I think it's beautiful. The lightning flash of beauty creates the eternity in the back of eye. The lightning flash of love creates the eternity in the back of oblivion. The lightning flash of life creates the eternity in the other face of death. The lightning flash of the moment creates the eternity on the other side of time. All light illumines. It may even dazzle. With that, I want to say that personally and on behalf of Life Positive, we're grateful to everyone who is aspiring to illumine, to light, and to dazzle the world. I request Sumaji to give the official vote of thanks. Nobody claps for me.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasant duty to thank you all. Particularly, I'd like to thank our chief guests, Shekhar Suman and Suresh Oberoi, for having come from a considerable distance to have been part of this event. So please, once again, give them a huge hand. Thank you, sir, so much for being part of this event. I would like to thank Mr. P.S. Wasu also for having written this lovely book to begin with, and then to have joined us for this event. Finally, I'd like to say thank you to Rashi for having spearheaded this event so incredibly in her own unique way. Just like to introduce Rashi. She is a committed and very talented theatre person and heads the Banjara Theatre Group in Mumbai. And she is the recent recipient of the Ustad Bismillah Khan Yuva Puraskar in direction for her play Hiba Kusha, from the Sangeet Natak Academy. Ladies and gentlemen, let's give her a huge hand, and may I request Mrs. Suresh Oberoi to please to felicitate her with some flowers.
The rest of the bouquets should be brought for her. Yes, I will recycle that.
Twice over. So thanks so much, ladies and gentlemen, for being part of this audience. Wish you all a pleasant, beautiful and positive evening. Thank you. I'd also like to say that the book signing, if anybody would like to get the book personally signed by the author, will also be happening at the back of the room. So please avail of this wonderful opportunity. Thank you.